Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome back to Doomlink's Live Hunts. We are still in part 121, for those of you who are familiar with what I do on Twitch as opposed to just what I upload to YouTube. There will come times when I just don't choose to have uploaded a recording done in the past. So yesterday's recordings will not be uploaded to YouTube, basically, because I do not deem them to be of suitable quality. Just moving things. Not that you really need to watch me do that. An example of things that are better left done before going live. You can actually see the sun beginning to peek out on the left side, which is an indication that, you know, the sun is beginning to move into a position that would be, you know, appropriate for summer lighting. Summer lighting, in my recordings, is basically going to allow me to do PC recordings. But I don't know when that will start, probably October, maybe November, we'll see. I don't know yet. The movements of the sun, I'm not all that familiar with. Well, I'm familiar with it, but I don't know if I'd be able to narrow it down to a specific date. Anyway, thank you Twitch for, again, claiming that my connection is unstable. Yeah, yesterday was very much marred by, well, yesterday's recordings were very much marred by background noise, which hopefully will not be repeating today. And furthermore, I was constantly commenting on it, which only made it worse, so yeah, dumb. But there were parts of it that were good, and this will lead me into a conversation about something that I've mentioned before, but haven't properly touched on. But before getting into that oh shit. I turn around and all of a sudden there's like no one playing. 6 connected players, but only one room. Should I make my own room? Maybe I'll do that. It's almost tempting to do that. You know what, I will do that. But annoyingly, I don't have my keyboard nearby. As you know, I like to have this be the standard protocol for starting a live stream in this game. Have my keyboard on my lap. I have since forgotten to do that, so... Or at least it's not a habit anymore. It's never really been a good habit that I've been in, but anyway, I'll go and grab that, and then make the room, and then I'll have a chat about what I wanted to talk about. Keyboard. Okay. Accidentally pressed something on it, obviously. Alright. Just G-Rank is what it will be called. Can be a turns room, doesn't have to be. Just G-Rank, relaxed hunting, that's what's going on here. Here's hoping that someone else didn't end up making a room. I mean, that's the ultimate in wasting time. It's, you know, there being several people sitting there not in a room, and then 2 or more people make a room of their own, and then we're all just sitting in our respective rooms, waiting for someone to join. But no one is going to join because we've all just made our own rooms where we're going to sit in there alone. So that's pretty stupid, but here's hoping that didn't happen. I have no way of checking the lobby status while in a room, and I suppose that's something that really should have been implemented some time ago. It hasn't even... I don't even know if it's possible to do that in the most recent games, and they didn't do it in Generations Ultimate. But it would make sense, wouldn't it, that you can actually check the lobby status while in a room. Because every now and again, you do need to know, or at the very least it would be nice to know, what's going on in the lobby. As far as what I wanted to talk about, and I will lead myself into it through something that I held off on mentioning before, but one thing that I did in the previous recording with, I believe it was N10 and some other people, 2 randoms and N10, we actually killed the Super Brachydios. The guy that we were hunting with was just randomly posting shit. He started off with posting Naked Devil Joe, which we succeeded in, and then we had him continue posting because none of us that were in the room actually needed anything, so it was fine for him to keep posting, and he put Super Brachydios on the board. And we're just like, you do realise what this quest is, right? And he's like, yeah. And I think he furthermore said that it was his second account. Ooh. But, yeah, he didn't really play as if that was the case, but sure. At any rate, we actually completed that, and we weren't really taking it seriously because N10 and I were using the greatsword that you get from the Naked Joe hunt. I actually was able to make it, finally, in the previous video. It's called the Eisenfaust. It's a terrible greatsword, absolutely awful. Just, you wouldn't use it unless you were crazy. So I made that, and I thought that I would christen it by fighting Super Brachydios with it. And we succeeded. I mean, it really was an awkward hunt, but we got through it. We've got Diaza here. I have hunted with him before. I cannot remember if I like him or not. I mean, I hope he's not going to take it too seriously when I walk into this room with a naked loadout, but anyway. Hi, Diaza. I can see he's got a good armor set there. Let's check. It is Blightproof, Awaken, Critical Draw, Speed Sharpening, Guard Boost. That's very interesting, although I don't know if Guard Boost actually works with Sword and Shield. This is the funny thing. As I understand it, Sword and Shield cannot have, you know, well, it must be able to work, because otherwise this skill would be blanked out, surely. But I remember hearing in the past that because the shield of Sword and Shield is not actually comparable in strength, certainly not in size, to, you know, a lance or gun lance shield, it would not receive the same benefits through Guard Boost, for instance, that a full-size shield would get. So, yeah. In other words, I don't think you'd be able to block extra things with it, but maybe you can, because, again, if it couldn't, then you would imagine that the skill would be blanked out. But anyway, we did that hunt with Super Brachydios, to get back onto that subject, and that was a good hunt, and, well, it was a bit miserable, but we got through it, and that would be worth uploading as its own thing. Which brings me into the following conversation, and that is that it has been my intention for a while to have a little series on YouTube where I just upload single hunts from these live streams. It's sort of like clipping the live streams, but not really. It's more like having an alternative way for people to discover the live stream. You know, they might be just looking for a showcasing, or not even necessarily a showcasing, but a particular hunt of a monster in the game. Whether this is Generations Ultimate, 3 Ultimate, whatever, it would be a video uploaded under the title of the quest name and what the monster is and the rank and all of that, and it would just be treated as a normal hunt, and it would actually be a clip of one of my live streams. That's how it would be done. And as I said, I think it would be an alternative way for people to discover my content, and that could be a good thing. And so, in other words, uploading that video of us hunting Super Brachydios would fall into that category of video uploads on that channel, and it wouldn't be strange. In other words, it wouldn't just be this random upload that is not going to be repeated in the future with other hunts. I don't really know what I want to hunt. I'd better select something soon, because I don't want Diaza to get bored or anything. He's probably not going to leave out of boredom, because again, he doesn't have many options. He technically has 2, I think. He probably was able to, he was probably still able to join the one that I saw before, but he might do 3 laggy. I don't particularly need laggy, but that's the first quest that I saw that might be fun to do, so I think we'll start off with that. I will go Lance for it. But yeah, the Eisenfaust, I might use it in the future, just not with a monster that I actually want to kill in a short period of time. Or, for example, I would use it with a team that's dealing plenty of damage already. I certainly wouldn't be using the Eisenfaust with the intention of dealing lots of damage as part of the team. It's not a super weak weapon, but it is so terribly unoptimized. Or at the very least we could say suboptimal, because it's just not. While it's got high inflated raw, it's still not very good because of the demerits in all other respects. When it comes to the stats of the weapon, it's inappropriate. What am I using? Soul Prominence, there you go. Diaza is happy to do triple laggy, so we shall do that. I'm sure we'll get another person. Again, I have every expectation that more people will actually come online. It's only 6 at the moment. It was 13 when I was checking to see how many people were playing before getting this recording set up. That was why it went from 13 to 6, if you were wondering. But yesterday I was playing much later than this and there were more people, so my thought, or my thinking rather, is that there just happens to be less people right now and that more will join later. We're not talking about many more, but the overall point, the thrust of my... the thrust of what I've been saying is that I think more will come in this room. So let's just be patient. I'm definitely missing something in this inventory. There's no way I have almost like a full page that's empty. What am I missing? Is it Psychoserums or something? No, I've got Psychoserums. Oh, cool drinks I'm missing. I need them. And I think that's it. Yeah, just cool drinks. Well, that's fine. I'll go and buy some. Again, if we do depart and someone joins, we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about them leaving. Or what I was going to say is that we don't have to worry about that being a missed opportunity to hunt with a third person. I think that person will stick around, which is what I'm hoping. Alright. But again, I'm happy to be playing with a community that is on the official servers. It's just nicer. It's just sometimes you have to live with lacking hunter numbers. And you have to do a bit of praying. There will be people to play with whenever you want to play. Not that easy to rise through the ranks. There's never a middle ground under these circumstances. It's either you can't get people to hunt with, or you're basically getting boosted. So, yeah, you're not really hunting alongside people that are at your level and that are in your situation. So, oh well, it is what it is. Not sure where Diaza actually is, but we obviously both started quite far away from the starting zone of Laggy. Laggy's having a bit of a rest in the water. I apologise for waking you up so rudely. It is a rude awakening, isn't it? What are you up to? I've never seen this before. I have never ever seen a Laggy just fall asleep in front of me while I was attacking it. Keep in mind that it wasn't just a matter of the Laggy not seeing me, and I was, you know, sneaking around it or something. I was literally attacking it. Never seen that. That's very weird. I feel like my TV's too loud. I mean, it's definitely too loud. I don't know what's going on with that. Why is it so bloody loud? Annoyingly, my TV remote's kind of far away, so I might just have to live with it for now. Why is it so freaking loud? Anyway. Yeah, that was very weird. Obviously, like a bug, really. There's no other way to describe it. Certainly not intended. But it just goes to show that all the weird AI nonsense that you used to see in 1st and 2nd gen still can technically happen in these games. It's just much less common. It's never intended for the AI to be so unruly, but it does happen. It's just a lot less often now, fortunately. And he's rolling around. After this one is dead, I will go and turn down the volume of the television. It might not even be of any concern to you. You might not be able to hear anything. I'm just saying that it sounds like it's a bit loud. I don't want any bleed into the microphone from the television. That would be less than ideal. But yeah, Lance will always be my go-to for underwater. Gun Lance as well. Gun Lance is fine. There's only one game in the entire series where you can actually use Gun Lance underwater. And that is this one. And it turns out that it's actually quite good. Good mobility underwater, because underwater is generally a low mobility area to be hunting in. So the advance of the Gun Lance is actually really good for getting yourself on target. And I think that's refreshing. You know, a weapon that really does not do you any favours in terms of mobility, referring to the Gun Lance on land, is actually very much a different story when underwater, which is appropriate. Because again, it does actually have mobility capabilities that the Lance doesn't have. Like, there is no attack of the Lance except for the shield advance that really brings you close to the monster. Have to be careful here. Being a bit goofy with my play. I'm a little bit too far in the corner. By the way, I'll move myself a little bit more to the right. 2 adjustments to make after this particular hunt. Well, after this monster is dead. Cha-Cha's doing work. Don't know if you saw that. And I don't know why the screen suddenly got dark. My camera must have gone inside something. Like a rock. There we go. Back is broken. I've been aiming for it due to the fact that it is an elemental weak point. I think even if I had kept my shield raised there, I would have been hit from the side. That's the annoying thing. A lot of Laggy's attacks do go around the shield. I might as well gather this shiny. How the fuck you could have a tear remain in water in one location that can actually be gathered at? I mean, that's, yeah, obviously a gameplay mechanic that you don't want to question. It is far from logical, but it's just how it is. Might be little things like that that causes Capcom not to bother with underwater combat anymore. It's one thing if it's a little fragment of the monster, like a piece of the monster that's floating around in the water, that's a different thing. A fucking tear? No, I don't know about that. Don't know about that. Well, actually, I do know. I know that it makes no sense. I'm not sharpening because I'm lazy. I don't think I'll be carving. I really am not in need of laggy materials. And it's a shame that I don't want to carve in this game. It's one of the few games where I don't carve, but don't have any fucking box space. Yeah, honestly, the game volume was not that high. I just seem to be a bit sensitive today. Some days, I mean, it's a quiet day, it's been raining, I just woke up, and yeah, it just sounded like the television was way too fucking loud. But it's no louder than it usually is. Second adjustment is moving to the right, or something. There you go, I don't know. That should be fine. Is that right? Yes. Well, here's the thing, Lonely Solly. I don't know if they are crystals. I always imagined that they could be gathered by, you know, collecting them into a vial or something. Like our hunters carry vials to put tears into. I mean, it's still a bit weird, but I guess you could call them crystals. That would be a way of making sense of it. Diaza actually waited for me to come back. As you do. I will heal up. Laggy. Oh, there you go. Prevented the discovery animation. In other words, us flinching from the discovery. I don't know if that could have happened in that situation, but it's possible. Do have a trap here, although again, that head goes past me, so I can't really shield it in that way. Of course, the flash bomb is in no way conducive to getting the monster in a trap, so I don't know what that flash bomb was about, Diaza, but whatever. Cha-Cha needs to get out of my fucking way. Particularly out of the way of my camera. I don't like the Cha-Cha would never actually block me from doing anything, it's just, it was a bit annoying to have him right in the camera there. Having said that though, I am being flinched by him. It's one of the problems with bomb cats in general. Of course, Cha-Cha's not a cat. Oh, that's annoying. Don't counter that would be my recommendation. Not in this game. In the later games it's fine, not this one. The attack works differently. But yeah, bomb cats, terrible. I hate them. The damage of the bombs that they throw is not in any way enough damage to warrant you being sent flying by a bomb. So, weapons only. Weapons and support for cats, thank you very much. Bomb throwing is just dumb. Unfortunately, the weapon business was not very impressive back in Freedom Unite because they literally had this little pick that they used to, I don't know, stick into the monsters to annoy them or something. Certainly wasn't to deal any decent damage. Anyway. Let's not forget about the hacked cats. That little pick used to deal crazy damage. Whoever was passing hacked cats around, fuck that person. Like, what an idiot. Such a shame. Glad I never got one, but yeah, just terrible. Totally trivializes the whole experience of Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. Don't know what just hit me there. Did you just throw a bounce bomb? I think he threw a bounce bomb. Unless it was Cha-Cha, but it looked like it came from Diaza's quarter. No, it might have been Cha-Cha, actually. Yeah, Cha-Cha's being a real dick right now. Again, the bomb damage is not sufficient to in any way legitimize an attack that would, or justify an attack that would send any of us flying, because we're the ones dealing damage here. So, we don't really need an attack that's going to mess us up like that. Out of my camera, Cha-Cha. I'm also not a Cha-Cha fan, by the way. I will readily admit that I'm not a Cha-Cha fan. Some people love Cha-Cha, I'm not one of those people. Okay? Really not one of those people. Maybe you could say I'm more neutral to him than anything. But some people really like him. I don't think he really contributes anything of worth. But again, because I'm not attached to him, I don't have that sort of sentimental view of him. This, you know, thing that's part of my adventure. I don't feel that way. He did silly dances and said dumb things in the chat, which I turned off, by the way. Not my first, not like the entirety of my first playthrough of Try, but after maybe 30, 40 hours of Try, I turned that off. Towards the end of what I was doing in the village, I think. Bit of a slow hunt, though. I will say that. I think because Diaza... Wait, what is Diaza using? I hope it's not the Odyssey Blade. If it's the fucking Odyssey Blade... Oh, he's using the Odyssey Blade. That's why it's taking so fucking long. He obviously forgot to change weapons. Because as you can see, he's using a water weapon. I vaguely remembered him using the Odyssey Blade, but I didn't realise that he'd actually joined up on the quest with it. I'd seen him having it equipped in the lobby, but, yeah, well, in the port, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Point is that it's just not going to be doing any damage, so I'm not surprised that it's taking so long to get this completed. These monsters do have reduced health, so yeah, that's what's going on. Unless he really did bring it with the intention of dealing damage with it. Hard to imagine, though. He's better than that. He knows that it's not really dealing anything. That's why he waited for me. Because he's not dealing any damage. He didn't want to be soloing the thing with no damage, so... Oh dear. There's always the possibility that he's challenging himself by using something that's not effective, but seems a bit stupid to me. I would imagine that it was just a case of him forgetting to bring the right weapon. I mean, I do that all the time, honestly. I'll be in the middle of having a discussion about something and then I'll forget to change weapons, literally. No one ever pulls me up on it, though. It's never happened. It happened once, and that was with Autonomic saying, "Are you sure you want to use that fire weapon against Nagakuga?" Unfortunately, fire is the secondary weakness of Nagakuga, but yeah. That is the irony of it. It's a situation in which I didn't really need to be told that I was using the wrong weapon, which I was. Like, I intended to use a different weapon, but I happened to be using a different weapon because I had made a mistake and didn't change weapons, but it was a fire weapon, which was still elementally appropriate. But it would be ironic that the one time I'm actually alerted to that fact is the one time the weapon is still appropriate for the hunt, and not just totally wrong. Because I've definitely brought some fucking weird weapons to hunts. On account of not paying attention to the hunt or the situation or anything. I'm like, once again, really invested in something going on in the chat or some conversation. I don't know what the dung bomb was about. What's that for? It's very rare to see a monster getting dunged underwater. I mean, realistically, it makes no sense that it even works, but I feel like dung bombs shouldn't work underwater. I feel like that should have been a feature of underwater combat. Undungable. Because, you know, underwater, but no. Apparently it still works. And he's gonna leave. What's the deal with that? Maybe that was a mistake. Can I assume that everything Diaza does is just a mistake? Because it makes no sense for him to have done it intentionally? It's a bit sad, but yeah, that's really the only way that I can make sense of it. I don't mind a bit of a scenery change, admittedly. I mean, it's still underwater, but it's a different area. I was expecting Diaza to get hit in the entrance there. Yeah, stay over here. Don't go back that way. We definitely don't need that right now. Credit says, "Me ayudan." I don't know what the fuck that means. Sounds almost like "Are you done?" It's "Are you done?" Clearly not related to the question of "Are you done?" Which is, it's funny. It's just, you know, it's appropriate as well. Sadly, cannot respond to him because that is in a language that I do not understand. I don't even know what language it is. It could be Spanish or something. It doesn't sound like it could be anything else. But it doesn't specifically sound Spanish either. Not to my eyes. I was going to say to my ears, I haven't heard it. Although I can say it out loud and therefore hear it. Oh, Protimus is here again. Played with him yesterday. In 5 minutes. I mean, I think it will be less than 5 minutes, but I'm giving them 5 minutes just to keep us in the clear. Don't want to set any unrealistic expectations. At this rate, it'd be better to just put the fucking weapon away. Seriously. As you could see there that I was having trouble catching up. That was a bit of a problematic position for me to be in relation to the monster during that attack. Oh, giant fucking barrel bomb. Didn't realize Cha-Cha could whip those out underwater. Won't sharpen right now. I've been mostly keeping myself at wide sharpness, but blue is still fine. That was annoying. Didn't really get to get a single hit off there. No. Look at that. After all of that sharpening, did not succeed in the sharpen. How stupid is that? Maybe Diaza dunged Laggy because he wanted to kill Laggy underwater. It's possible. Maybe he didn't want to have to chase him into that other area. Because in sending him in the other direction... That fucking Cha-Cha bastard. In sending him in the other direction, he's now forced Laggy to have to travel a further distance to get out. Or limp out, rather. So that might have been the strategy behind it. It took me a little bit of time to work it out, but... yeah. That really is the only sensible reason as to why he would have done that. Not necessarily a bad decision, but possibly unnecessary. Don't think I want a Talon. I'm assuming I've got space for flails, so I will keep them. Or keep it in this case. I say keep them generally, if I do get them in the future. Which I will. Doomlink will never again get a flail. No, he will. And he will keep them. At least for now. At least until he runs out of them. And he will continue speaking in the third person. Sorry for bumping the boomstand. But yeah, a bit of a laid-back day today. I'm streaming earlier than usual, so like no one's here, basically, or at least none of my usual viewers. So, yeah. I'm glad I've got a room together, though. It's good. Just, we technically only had to do one hunt to get the room filled, but it was a bit of a longer hunt than usual. It had no business taking that long, really, but we did have Diaza using a totally inappropriate weapon. Again, possibly for a reason, as opposed to it being a mistake, so... I don't know. Alright, so... let's see what the situation is with the people in this room. Oh dear. I think Credits is huntering for... yes, I think he is. There's no real way for me to... hold on. The reason why I say I think is because my gamepad's pretty far away, so I'm trying to read it. Just give me a second. That's definitely a 4. Look at him. Credits. This is a G rank room. Sorry. Protimus doesn't give a shit. Like, Protimus doesn't seem to realize that when I put G rank in the room information, it's not just for fun. Yeah, that is an appropriate fucking reaction to what I just said. In fact, that is precisely the reason why he entered this room in the first place. As a Hunter Rank 4 player, it's because he's Spanish and refuses... he's one of those Spanish people who refuses to actually, like, make an attempt to understand English or to communicate in English. He's just, you know, oh, I'm Spanish, so you're just gonna have to live with it. Unfortunately, he is gonna have to live with it. And by it, I mean this. Fuck's sake. Again, I put the information in the room info. I put the information in the room title for a reason. It's so that people know what we're here to do. I don't mind to help, says Diaz. Well, I do. Yeah, it is a player who wants to get boosted. I mean, he asked and waited. Not in... Apparently he asked, which I did not know, because... yeah, I couldn't read it. Whatever it was, I think he said "me ayuda" or something. Which could translate to "could you help" or something. Apparently I do have a full stack of flails. Well, if Diaza wants to leave this room, and the same can be said of Protimus, if they want to leave this room to go and help him, then they can. But I'm not doing that. You know, I'm here to play at G rank level, not to boost some fucking guy at high rank. That's not how I play, so... particularly not when I'm live, that's not interesting. I see no pleasure in just blasting through high rank monsters. That's no fun at all. Okay, and I'm technically not forced to do that, but I want to use my G rank loadouts, so there you go. Anyway, I really don't mind, I'm just making sure that no one has anything that they want to do. Could do blue skies, could be fun. Alrighty. I mean, I understand that it is difficult, when there's almost no one playing, to get a group to help you. Or maybe it isn't that difficult, but it has to be harder than, you know, the games where more people are playing, surely. But the room is not a room for us to be helping people below G rank. Like, if you want to come in here and receive assistance in completing key quests or something like that in G rank level, fine. That's not a problem at all, I'd be happy to do that. But this is not a room where something outside of G rank can be hunted. That much is very clearly outlined in the room info. So, too bad. If he didn't know, then that's unfortunate for him. I'm not going to be... I can't write that in multiple languages, I don't have the space. Alright, so, I think the... oh no, it seems like these destroyer jewels are not in any way helping me out with this set, so whatever. Good to know. But yeah, I'll use the hammer. I mean, I could also use... no, you know what? Let's use the Elantrion hammer. That'll be better. I don't have an issue with this hammer, it's technically not the best of the thunder hammers, and this is a very good hammer here, so I'll use this one. It's nice to see as well. Takes me back to the Tri days. I don't have any thoughts on it, Lonely Solely. Literally zero. Because to have thoughts on something, you need to at least educate yourself on it to some level, and I have no intention of doing that. Because I have no intention of playing that game ever again. On a matter of principle. Alright, I got Trainer. Yeah, Trainer. There is an armor skill that specifically relates to Cha-Cha and Kayamba. It's like, maybe the skill point's teamwork or something like that, I don't know. Let's see if Diaza uses this fucking weapon again. If he does, I'm I'm actually going to ask him politely to not. Odyssey is a great weapon with Awaken, but not against a monster that has no weakness to the element in question. The element being water. So, yeah. I'd very much like it if he could use an actual weapon that would be appropriate for that. Look, he actually wants to depart with... Why? Why are you doing this? I just don't understand it. I mean, I suppose it's not important. He just replies with LOL. If you could give me some sort of substantial response, that'd be nice, but you could just stand there and say LOL if you want. Why were you no armor? So basically, he's being really dumb. He's being really, really dumb. The first time he entered this room, I happened to be naked. My question is, why have you been using Odyssey, which is to suggest that he was being suboptimal, or that he is currently suboptimal? His response is, why were you naked? The same idea being that it would be suboptimal to enter a quest naked. The answer is, I was doing naked double J, mate. I mean, really. So that basically outlines the fact that he's just using a random weapon with no intention of being effective. So, fine. As you do, Diaza. As you do. Azul Rathlos, so going this way. Very odd, though. So he's basically treating his use of Odyssey in inappropriate hunts as a way to challenge himself. I don't know, because there's no other way that you'd be able to equate that with me turning up to hunts naked. And his response to what I was saying there was a smiley face. So, there you go. Not very fucking complicated as far as I'm concerned. This is a big Rathalos. Look at him, he's a fucking titan of a monster. Oh, that was a bit poorly positioned. More than a bit. But yeah, he's really quite fat. He's overweight, he's had too much to eat. Diaza is here with his water sword and shield against an Azure Rathalos. Good on him. Oops. That was a bad controller input there. I had actually stopped moving forward in that moment. It was almost a good flash bomb, because Rathalos was turning around. No, it's definitely a crown. It's minimum silver crown, but maybe you say crown to refer to gold crown. I would say it is a gold crown. And that was good. Got him on a turnaround, although it was a lag compensation based turnaround. Oh, for fuck's sake. Hopefully this will knock him out. There you go. See the extra stars on his head? That's because he's affected by a flash bomb and by a knockout. Which is pretty funny. That's a lot of fucking stars on a big head. Oops. Got a bit overzealous there. Oh, for fuck's sake. I was in range of him there because he is so large. Normally I would have been out of range of that tail, but... yeah. Not today. Anyway. But yeah, as I said, it's very refreshing to use what was previously called the Elatrion Metamorph. Just to enunciate a little better. Do a golf swing to hopefully knock him out of the air. Very good. Unfortunately, I'm stuck by the wing right now, so I can't get to the head. Annoyingly. That is one downside to those wings. Now I'm in position to hit the head. Again, this is only one of two Rathalos monsters here. So realistically, this one shouldn't take too long to die, although Diaza is really not assisting in speeding up the process. Sorry, Protomus. But you are standing by the head. Annoyingly, I succeeded in hitting him, but not the monsters, so really I don't feel too accomplished in having upswung at that time and in that position. I'm not going to heal, I'm actually going to deal some fucking damage. I'm not going to heal, I'm going to deal. Which is my sad attempt at rhyming. It was a successful rhyme, but whether or not it made any sense is a different story. Hello, Sume. Hopefully we can kill this guy really soon. Don't want to have to deal with two of them, and I don't want to chase this one. While he's limping, hopefully we can kill him now. Oh, I don't know how I wasn't hit there, but thanks, Rathalos number 2. See, because Protomus has sent great job, GG, nice work, and why he needs all three of those, I don't know. I mean, he's sent great job / GG / nice work. Now, it would be a different story if you had them in different languages, but I mean, you don't need all three. One or the other would do. Anyway. We do have a trap down, but unfortunately the team's struggling a bit. Hey there, I need some help. What's your HR? Because Sume said, I need some help. Hi, John Ross. Here we go, finally in the fucking trap. Took forever. This one is so much smaller than the last. 7. But yeah, this guy needs help. He's Hunter rank 7, happy to help him. Because quite frankly, I get more pleasure out of completing a quest that is for someone's benefit than just posting random quests and doing them for the sake of doing them, if you understand. It feels like there's more purpose behind what we're doing. Sorry, Diaza. Hopefully Sume realizes that I wasn't apologizing to him. And here's the funny thing, a misunderstanding could arise as a result of this. He could think that what I meant to say was, no, we can't help. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but anyway. That's one of the issues with communication taking place both in the hunt and outside of it. So we'll see if he asks for confirmation on that point. Or for clarification in this case. I will be sharpening back up to purple. It's important that I do that. So It's one of the big benefits of this weapon. It is the fact that it has good purple, so... that'll be sharpened back up. Kind of annoyed with Deaza at the moment. But, you know, everyone plays the game in their own way. I would never be able to, like, even if I know that I don't need to have the best possible loadout for a particular hunt, I would not just use some random-ass element, because it doesn't feel appropriate. I would instead treat it as a... that would be really interesting if that knocked Azure Rathalos out of the air. But what I would instead do is I would choose the correct element, but with a weapon that I know is not the best of its kind. Like I would use a weaker weapon, you know. What are you doing, man? Just stop with this. Anyway, that's the point. It's just... to me, I wouldn't be able to do it. I would feel like I'm not doing anything in using a fucking water weapon on a monster that's not weak to water. Hey, Ron Money. Yeah, well, it's still better than using a water weapon on a laggy, which is what he was doing last time. For reasons unknown. Well, now I know the reason. It's because apparently he just doesn't care. I was trying to say that somehow me being naked before was going to dismantle any concern that I had that he was using a fucking water weapon against these monsters. When unfortunately for him, and his argument, or attempt at an argument, I was naked because the last thing I was hunting was Naked Devil Joe, which requires you to be naked, for fuck's sake. So, yeah. Oh, would have gotten a turn around there, but that's fine. Good hunts. Alright. I don't know, I may as well carve, but chances are I won't have space. Yes, it has been mentioned, John Ross. First mentioned yesterday, mentioned again today, and I will not be commenting on it, because I have nothing to comment. Anyway, we'll see what this Sumer guy wants. Which is to say that he obviously needs help with something, so... hopefully it's something fun and not Brachydios or something. If it's fucking Brachydios, I'll be thoroughly unimpressed. But again, I suppose I'll have to do it because I agreed to help him. That's the thing, agreeing to help someone before you know what it is they want help with is kind of risky. Apparently that gold crown is not the largest Azure Rathalos I've fought, because it wasn't a new gold crown. Which is pretty crazy. Alright, what's on the board, mister? Ace in the hole? Hey, that's fun. It's not Brachydios at least. I'm happy to see that. Very happy to see that. That's not to say that I'm really excited to do Steel Urugan necessarily, I'm just really glad it's not Brachydios, because as soon as I thought about that, you know, thought about that possibility, oh, never mind, I thought it was, no, it is Deaza, he's readied up, he's actually elementally appropriate, I can't believe it. I'm gonna poke fun at him. He's probably, like, totally disinterested. He'll just be like, yeah, whatever, mate. But seriously, stop taking the fucking Odyssey Sword to Laggy and Rathalos hunts, please. Anyway, what am I doing with myself? I guess I can continue with Hammer, I'm happy to do that. Oh, here we go. It's another one of these people who's going to be like, all monsters are weak to dying. Doesn't matter if you know the hunt. Well, you're fucking right about that. Doesn't matter if you know the hunt. What a dumb bastard. I'm going to handicap myself because I know how to hunt the monsters. So, yeah, okay. Enjoy. What would I like to use? I could use... I suppose I'll go Gem Moran Hammer. Yeah, that's a funny thing. He doesn't even change to fire. He's just wet for this this particular weapon for some reason. I don't know why. He's got this obsession with the Odyssey Blade and wants to use it against all monsters. Of course, the point is that, or I suppose something that he could use to his advantage, is the fact that the Odyssey Blade is an awakened weapon. In other words, in its neutral form, in this game anyway, traditionally this was not the case, but in this particular game it is an awakened weapon. Therefore, in its standard form, it doesn't deal elemental damage, so it is still appropriate, I suppose. But it's not really, because, you know, the potential damage that you're missing out on is just awkward. And then on top of that, you've got this water element. You're gonna boost us? What? What's that supposed to mean? You're gonna boost us, Sume? Oh, well of course he is. He's using a hunting horn. What kind of question is that? You ask the hunting horn user, are you going to buff us? He meant to say buff. That's a bit of a weird question. That's like asking the switch axe guy if he's going to go into sword mode. Anyway. Yeah, this is a very vibrant game as compared to Monster Hunter Tri. All the colours are just popping, as they say. Well, this is the thing, Lonely Soul. It's not just that he chooses to be suboptimal, it's the fact that there are so many ways to do that that don't involve using the wrong fucking element. Like, really, what you do is you... for example, he's obviously played a lot, right? So, he could choose... let's say, for example, you've got 3 possible fire, sword, and shields that you can choose from. Choosing the worst of those 3 is a way to do what he's doing. It is essentially to say, I don't have to be, you know, at maximum optimization. I don't need to be perfectly optimized for this hunt because that margin of damage, that difference, isn't important to me. Because I don't take the game all that seriously, I just want to have fun. That's how you do it. You don't just use the wrong ass fucking element in every hunt. That's weird. That sort of behavior is just illogical in my opinion. But I don't know. Maybe it's not worth discussing. This is just a single steel Urugan, so... Unfortunately... Oh no, I thought that was going to detonate those bombs. Fortunately not. N10, of course, making a joke. But that's the thing, N10, that's exactly what I mean. Like, you are a person who uses weapons that you ordinarily wouldn't use because they're not as good for the hunt. But this guy's just straight up using the wrong element, so... Like, I've never seen N10 just walk into a hunt with the wrong element because he wants to be suboptimal or something. Anyway. I forgot that I was, you know, trying to get a KO here. Can't really do triple pounds here because I would be bouncing, which would obviously prevent me from completing a full combo. Oops. Well, technically this monster's not in Generations, John Ross. Urugan is, but not this subspecies. Don't know when we'll get our KO, but I will persist. Trying to get out of range of this. Look at the range, it's disgusting. It's actually insulting. Or maybe he means Crystal Beard, yeah. Yeah, I suppose Crystal Beard is a happy halfway point between regular Urugan and Steel Urugan. It's what they did with Deviants. I mean, obviously the intention behind Deviants was to have a different sort of subspecies. For that reason, a lot of Deviants are actually rather similar to subspecies that exist. So, Crystal Beard's kind of similar to Steel Urugan. You've got, whatever his name is, Rust Razor Cyanator is quite similar to Terra Shogun Cyanator from Freedom Unite. In other words, he sort of focuses on his water element, shoots water around, much like Terra did. I'd like to break that chin, so that I'm no longer bouncing. And now we're dealing good damage on the head. Basically, before this point, you're not really dealing good damage on the head by aiming for it with a hammer. Now, I'll be able to get KO build up and deal good damage. One thing, says Sumer. Let's see what he is gonna say. I need the pallium. Oh. I think there is one specific to Steel Urugan. Or is... oh. Well, if you want the tail can't, you're asking a lot, because I'm going with impact damage, and these two are using the sword and shield weapon type. I mean, if you want the tail can't, that's the sort of thing that you have to say before the hunt. I don't know what you're expecting of this sword and shield team, in terms of tail cuts, but I would say you're expecting too much. I mean, he obviously forgot to mention it, but still. It's not really helpful to find out now. But of course, Diaza would probably just bring the Odyssey Blade anyway. You keep missing Sonic streams? There are no more Sonic streams. I finished the game. So... oh, and yes, Mumble, I did complete that. It took about 5 parts for me to get that done. And I'm very glad that I finished it. Because it's a fucking terrible game. Absolutely awful. I almost regret playing it. I don't really know how to say it. I regret playing it, but I'm glad that I finished it, because now I can say that I finished it, and now I don't have to play it out of curiosity because I've already done it. I know intimately now that it's a terrible game by way of experience, and that's a good thing in and of itself, but I'd sort of regret playing it because it was bad. I don't know. What I would say is that it is a terrible game, but it's not so bad that it cannot be played. I think anyone can play it and get through it and put up with it. It's not a totally intolerable game. Oh. That was a good knockdown. Unrelated to my attack, I think. But yeah, the game might be intolerable to some, but not to me. I find that it is very, very annoying, but I got through it. Just a little bit of frustration, you know. And then after that, that knocking is annoying. Don't hit. What? Oh, I see. He wants to capture. Well, I wouldn't have been confused ordinarily. I mean, this banging is slightly annoying. Won't continue for too long, but yeah, it is profoundly fucking annoying. Anyway, yeah, no more Sonic 2006, fortunately. I'm very glad. What was that? Why is he... oh, he's trying to kill the Nahabra. Very strange. He just has poison smoke bombs on hand, and he's not shy about using them. I may as well carve. I'm probably not going to be able to carve it in time. This was a captured monster, so we'll be returning to the Or maybe not. Oh, I see. Maybe it only reduces the time that it takes to return to the port if it's a capture quest. Makes sense. Well, I suppose Lonely Solely, if you have just been using one weapon type for so long, you do become all the more married to it. So I can understand why you probably find it so difficult because of just how far out of your comfort zone you are when using something that's not Lance. But again, I think you'll just have to grit your teeth and get through it, and eventually you will reach the point where you're no longer so far out of your comfort zone. And quite frankly, it'll be an opportunity for you to enjoy Monster Hunter in a way that you've never been able to before, because there is a lot of enjoyment to be had in the freedom to choose whatever weapon type you want to use at any given time. And also the freedom to know that you're capable of using it. And yeah, in other words, there's more variety. And in my opinion, lack of variety is what causes these things to stagnate. I don't know how a person can play so much of this game yet use like 1 or 2 weapon types, or even 3. I mean, 3 is not enough in my opinion. That one boost is a great one. Yeah, that's real specific, Deaza, but I can assume that he's referring to the affinity increase. Shame it's a boost on... Well, I suppose it was appropriate in this case, because he's using the right element for the right hunt, but... yeah. He's excited about boosts from Sumer, but is unwilling to actually use a weapon that is appropriate for the hunts that he's going on. This pallium does exist. Is there a separate one for Steel Uragan? I can't remember. I think it's just Uragan pallium. But maybe there is one specific to Steel, I can't really remember. Usually some species don't have their own, but... no, it seems to just be regular Uragan pallium, so there is no Steel one. What's he saying here for? Does he have the double quest? Yeah, he does. Well, here we go, doing more of this. I will use something different this time. I like how they still don't want to change weapons. So it literally falls to me to cut this fucking tail. I mean, there might be one specific to Steel, I don't know. It would be very odd if you think about it that I would have as many as 9 Uragan palliums, but no Steel Uragan palliums. It's the same, he says. It's the same for both. Anyway, we can look for triple Uragan also. But yeah, I mean, it basically falls to me to cut the fucking tail, and I hate doing that, because the Uragan tail is... I find it to be an annoying tail to hit, because of how Uragan moves, but... yeah, that's basically what I have to do. It's stupid. I will use Tribulation. I believe that's my Awaken status longsword. Status longsword. Awaken water longsword. Why did I say status? No, that is ice. So which one's water? I must have an Awaken water longsword. Maybe I don't. Could be the case that I don't. So I guess I'll be using Kibamaru. If I don't have an Awaken water longsword, the reason why is because it doesn't exist. So there you go. I will use Kibamaru. And as far as what would be best, I mean, it's not really necessary for me to use this, because Kibamaru is one of those weapons that doesn't receive a benefit from Sharpness +1, but whatever. I guess I'm forced to use this. Are there any alternatives to this? That will be upgraded, by the way. The Enfeebling Glaive, I think I just don't have some high rank materials to level that up. I could use Nero's Calamity because I think Steeler Rugan does take some damage to Dragon. Hunted 18, captured 7, but 0 Palliums. Well, there you go. That's unfortunate for him. I'm going to check the weakness to Dragon from Steeler Rugan. Wherever that is. Obviously went past it quite quickly. Yeah, I think I'll just go water. Don't think the weakness is good enough. I'll bring this then. Oh, Protomus left. If you're around, N10, get in here. By the way, we need to cut its tail, so focus on that, please. Will do, Sumo. I'm literally choosing this weapon precisely to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if Diaza even makes an attempt to aim for the tail with his sword and shield. If he doesn't, then it just shows that he has no real regard for this person. And is just a lazy hunter. We'll see. What's going on? Oh, he must have cycled his staff or something. Yeah, he's resetting food. Who's in the room right now? There might be someone else trying to join. What's it saying? Is it saying the room's full? Or is it giving you, like, an error? It's possible that... Oh, he blocked Diaza because he pissed you off. Yeah, he's a bit of an idiot, isn't he? I'm by no means surprised that you've blocked Diaza. His DJ ZW, is that II? I can't even see that. But yeah, that's his ID. Well, N10 plays this game a lot, so... Ready, he says. There you go. Now you're in. Oh, too late, N10, he knows. And if Diaza wants to leave on that basis, then he can. But he's not going to. Because he really doesn't have much other choice. But yeah, fuck that guy. If he's pissed you off, then... As far as I'm concerned, at least from what I've seen, he's not really worth playing with. But again, not too many people playing at the moment, so... It is what it is. Not my fault, he says. Well, it may very well be. It might be your fault for being a miserable dick. But, I don't know. He hasn't done anything too offensive yet. At least not with me. But yeah, what I was saying was that N10 does play this game a lot, and it's a pretty small community, so... He would have played with most people here. What am I doing? I have eaten, actually. It is raining outside. Natural lighting is pretty... well... non-existent. I mean, there's a bit of natural lighting. It's better than a nighttime recording setup, so... it's not really a problem for me. What would have previously been kind of difficult for me, you know, this particular lighting, is now better than what I'm used to, really. I found some players to be very offensive on here, says Sume. Okay. Well. Or just annoying. Well, the worst that I've come across lately is Kai, and really he's harmless. He's a harmless idiot. Enten, we did want to cut this tail, and I guess I really am going to be the one guy trying to cut it. I don't know if it's really... yeah. Yeah, thank you for changing. Because I don't think Diaz is really going to be able to do anything with it. Dual blades. Okay. As you do. Unless that was an armor set. Okay, yeah. It was an armor set that started with dual blades. Very good. But yeah, I probably need to get a few more water longswords. I don't mind the Kibamaru, I like it, but I'd like a few more options, because for example, Kibamaru is not receiving any benefits from Sharpness +1 here. But yeah, why Sumer posted a single steel Uragan with the intention of getting a Pallium, I couldn't say. Don't know why he's not trying to get advanced quests, either triple regular Uragan or... Oh, now you're doing Greatsword, okay. Yeah, either triple Uragan or double steel, which is what we're doing now. Had he told us what he needed, I mean, it was funny, it's just a real lack of communication. He didn't tell us that he wanted to have the tail cut, and he didn't tell us what he was looking for, so really, it was a bit of a waste of a hunt last time, due to that lack of communication. No. May as well mine up here if I have pickaxes, I do. Just for talismans, really. I don't need ore, of course. And I'll be happy to get true armor spheres as well. Always happy to have Time Warns. Time Warns still give you pretty good talismans. Ancient Shard, not interested. Alright. And I will remove Eltalite from my inventory. Don't really think I need Shining Charms, but whatever. Don't think I've ever received... Oh no, I suppose I've received good talismans from Shining Charms. You can get Sense +10, I think. Or is it Perception? Is it Sense or Perception? Whatever gives you Capture Guru. Can't remember which of the two. I think Sense might be for Sneak. I can't remember. Anyway. I will do what I can to cut this tail. Oh, hello guys. Let's just stay with this one, I suppose. This one's pretty big. Look at him. I will be watching Diaza to see if he makes any attempt to cut this tail. It's so funny, he wants to help Sumer, right? But he also has this desperate need to use the Odyssey Blade. And it seems that his desperate need to use the Odyssey Blade trumps his desire to help this guy. Because he's unwilling to aim for the tail given that he's using a sword and shield. I don't know what this guy's deal is, but he's a bit of a dick. And he's just generally kind of dumb. I don't know. I mean, if he's looking for a KO on the head, I guess that's fair, but look at him go. He's attacking the back leg during a trap instead of the tail. Now he's attacking the fucking tail. Well, good on him. Yeah, I don't think he's the sharpest tool in the toolbox. Quite frankly. That would be my impression of him. Oh, you remember why you blocked him? He always just stood around and did nothing and just guarded a bunch. Well, right, yeah. Very unfortunate timing for a knockout, also. Should have been using this as an opportunity to get my charge up. But yeah, I've never liked aiming for Uragan tails. I don't know why, they just annoy me. I think it has to be how Uragan moves. Oh, I actually meant to roll in the other direction, but fortunately that still worked out for me. Nicely done. I may as well carve it myself. Alright, now we can just relax and attack this guy normally. Yeah, I don't really want to be doing much more Steel Uragan. We'll try and get the triple regular Uragan quest after this. Oh. Sometimes you can get caught by that chin when you're behind him. Or behind his head. Oh, he must have Capture Guru or something. May as well try to drop a trap here. Should be able to get it out before he limps off. Just barely. There you go. Nicely done. Again, I think it would be better if he just killed one, captured the other, but he'll probably try to capture both. Whatever. I've always had much more success capturing one and killing the other instead of capturing two. That's always how it's been with me. Oh. Must be, yeah, someone else is hosting this one. Fuck off, stupid Rhinopolis. What is going on over there? Why is Diaza putting a trap down over there? What the fuck? I'm not sure what he's up to, but whatever. The other trap disappeared because the captured monster has actually despawned. God, it's pretty quick for that despawn, isn't it? Oh, very good. Oops. Unfortunately, the wiggling of the tail really... Oh, fuck off, Diaza. You are contributing so little. You really are. I mean, you happen to be at this moment, if only for the fact that this monster is weak to water. But really, you're just a fucking waste of space, honestly. That guy is a tool, says Lonely Solly. Yeah, blunt tool. But yeah, unfortunately I was pushed off target because the tail was swinging around. Oh. Should be doing my spirit combo immediately, honestly. There you go. Apparently, someone thought it was a good idea to dung bomb Steel Uragan. I can't imagine dung bombs would be very effective against a monster that is really a dung monster, but anyway. Unfortunately, if you're stuck in a combo, you're stuck in a combo. Couldn't really do much. What? He was running around with high rank leather armor before? What's wrong with that guy? I don't know what his deal is. High rank leather armor against Morales. Why? Well, everyone plays Monster Hunter in their own way, and he certainly does. I don't mind getting hit by that, I can live with it. Maybe not that. I can live with one attack, not two. I never bother bringing deodorants. Too damn lazy for that. I'll have to be very careful here. Oh, never mind. Good. One captured, one killed. Uh-oh, says Diaza. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I've played with him before, myself. I just can't remember him. Well, I remembered the name, but I don't remember the person attached to the name. So, it may very well be the case that I had a negative experience with him in the past, but I just don't remember. Don't know. Very odd. Goodness me. Just stretching a bit, if you can forgive me. Oh, that's very interesting. Look at that. That's very rare. That's exceedingly rare. Literally a box of, at least visually speaking, a box of carapaces surrounding a bone. How weird is that? I'm gonna keep that there. Whoops, I didn't mean to take some of that. Or maybe all of it was fine. Yeah, look at that. I don't remember if I've ever seen that before in a rewards box. It's pretty cool. Anyway. Guard up +5, expert +2 is pretty decent, but oh, I couldn't take it. Not too bad at all. The talismans in this game really aren't that good, so at least compared to 4th gen games. So yeah. Oh, Sumer got the Pallium. Good on him. And I'm glad, because it means we don't have to do more Uragan. I'm very glad that he got it. He spent a long time trying to get it. Likely just hunting single Uragans and wondering why his luck sucks. I mean, you can of course get them from single hunts, it's just not a very efficient way to do it. Now I can boost you guys properly. What? Oh, buff. He keeps saying boost. He means buff. He must have needed one to upgrade his hunting horn. It reads so differently. Now I can boost you guys. Yeah, boosting has a bit of a different meaning to it in this series. Why do I have garbage in my inventory? That's really taking up the space. Or my box, I should say. I'm getting rid of that, thank you very much. Oh, he made this hunting horn. Okay. Meltrabone. Can't remember what songs it has, but hopefully attack up. Oh, very good. It's defense up and attack up, so... That is a good hunting horn. Unfortunately, it is an elemental hunting horn, so it's only going to be effective in its own right against a monster that's weak to fire, but I suppose that Diaza, at the very least, wouldn't take issue with that. L hearing is best, says Diaza. No, it's not. That's situational. What if you've got people in the room who have resistance to roars? Then your hunting horn setup is entirely predicated on something that will be of no use to the team, so it's not the best, in actual fact. Are you saying that it doesn't, N10? Well... Are there still active Monster Hunter Freedom players? Yes. A good number of them. Technically more Freedom players than 3 Ultimate players. That horn doesn't have an attack song. Sume says he doesn't know the key quests, which is problematic. I would recommend maybe checking for a list. Although I do recall, but I think we were talking to Kai about this, I think he didn't know his key quests and then he was like, oh, but I don't have a computer to search. I'll have to use the fucking Wii U browser, as recommended by N10 as I recall. So what songs does that horn have? Anything decent? It's actually stamina. How do you misread attack as, or rather stamina as attack? I don't know. Stamina's good though. I mean, I would say stamina is your second best song. In terms of priority, with hunting horns I feel top priority is attack. Second most important would be stamina, and then hearing. But I suppose it's almost equal with stamina and hearing. Okay. Now for key quests that Sume is unfamiliar with. Like, he doesn't even know what the key quests are, so that's always helpful. No, Ron, I don't think so. I really don't think so. It might happen eventually, but it wouldn't be worth waiting expectantly. I don't want the high grade. Actually, no, I do need the high grade earplugs for Diablos. Why I'm using a greatsword on a Diablos, I've got no idea, but apparently that's what I'm doing. I could use the Miasmathist for a change, something a little different. Yeah, let's use that. Actually, no. I know what I'm going to use. This fucking thing. Eisenfaust. Terrible fucking weapon, honestly. Absolutely terrible weapon. I don't know if I would want Capcom to do a remaster of older Monster Hunter games, because I don't know what their philosophy will be on remastering it. Will it be more of a remaster or a remake, is the question. I certainly wouldn't want them to remake anything, because they would not do it justice. They would simply just destroy the game. But with a remaster, if they could keep their grubby hands off the controls, to use a metaphor, I'd be fine with it. But if they start messing around with stuff and essentially changing the experience, then yeah. It looks like Diaza actually wants to use something appropriately. Well, he wants to use an element that's appropriate for the hunt. He's using the Chrome Waltz. Although I think that's also water, isn't it? Chrome Waltz is water, and yeah. So he's not actually... He's got this thing for water element, apparently. I thought his thing was for the Odyssey Blade, but he seems to like water a lot. I could be wrong. I think that's water, but it might not be. Don't know. Yeah, the fact that 4 Ultimate is only on the 3DS is just really sad. Really sad. Yeah, Eisenfast, fucking terrible weapon. Just using it for fun. I mean, in a situation like this, we've got a full group here. I mean, this guy's using a fucking fire hunting horn. Again, he would have been better off just using the Rakidios hunting horn. Quite frankly. I don't remember if he had fully upgraded it or not. But if he hadn't, then he would have been much better off working to make that. Because the point is that would be effective regardless of what monster he's hunting. Whereas this fire hunting horn, well, I can't say the same for that. Oh well. As you do. Yeah, and probably Lonely Solely. Probably. This Altorok needs to get out of here. What was that? I don't know if that was a demon horn or what. I didn't see a visual effect from him playing the song, but I don't know. Hopefully that wasn't just a random field horn. Imagine if he was just blowing a field horn. Could you imagine? I don't know. I didn't actually see. No, it was not a demon horn. I think it was just a field horn. I think he literally blew a field horn to try and coax the monster into the trap. Oh, that's pretty funny. That's really funny. Oh man. Oh come on, I got caught in this stupid hitbox. That's just terrible. I can't believe what I just saw. I assumed that he was blowing a demon horn. I thought, oh yeah, good idea. We're about to get in there and attack the monster, so how about buffing everyone? That was not what he was blowing. It wasn't even an armor horn. It was a fucking field horn. He was just wanting to make some music, I suppose. I don't know. What the fuck? That's unbelievable. He's definitely a unique one. Fuck's sake. Gonna get out of the way of this tail. Oh no, he's not gonna swing it, of course. Good knockdown. If you want to see me cut a tail with this thing, I will try. But yeah, cut tail with fist. Very good. I will not be using this greatsword very often, let me tell you. It's so bad. Here's Deviljho. But fortunately, Diablos shouldn't stay in this area for too much longer. He might be leaving now, in fact. We'll see. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you for hitting me in that moment. I was getting ready to get out of the way of this monster, and then instead I'm getting hit by this guy's hunting horn. Not necessarily his fault, he's just trying to play his music, but still. Pretty annoying. Negate stun's pretty good. Can't complain about that. Oh my god. Of course, Diaza the Dung Bomb Extraordinaire dunged Deviljho. Good on him. Oh, fucking Tremor. I feel like I can't get anything done with this greatsword. Was not intending to aim for the face. Just wanting to slip into the stomach there, but... whatever. Oh yeah, Diazo has hit Diablos, I think. Oh, it's a poison weapon he's got. Wasn't sure if it was water or poison. I seem to remember it being a water greatsword, but that's fine. And he almost... we almost both went with poison greatsword. How funny is that? I do find it shocking, though, that he's not using that weapon anymore. It's very unusual. That bloody Odyssey blade. If I can cut this tail, I'll be a happy young man. Please cut tail with fist. I want to see it happen. Oh well, maybe not today. I just wish that the fist wasn't smaller on my back. It just looks way too small when sheathed. Tail cut opportunity? Damn. Sonic Bomb time. What happened there? Why did that not work? Oh, he's leaving, that's why. What an asshole. There you go. I mean, if Diablos has decided that it is time to leave the area, he will be resistant to the Sonic Bomb. Get out of here. Just punched him to death. I wonder what the Japanese weapon design for this event quest was. As in the Naked Joe one. It might have been the same weapon, it's possible. It might not have been one of those weapons that was different in the Japanese version. But I don't know, I feel like it can do better than theirs. Whatever. Like the True Cutter Sword versus Lion's Bane. That's the funny thing, like Lion's Bane was not a good greatsword at all. And neither was the True Cutter Sword, but at least the True Cutter Sword looked cool. So I actually used that weapon in Portable Third. Whereas Lion's Bane back in Try, I never used that thing. It was a piece of shit. Same stats, but it looked awful, so I didn't want to use it. I mean, it didn't look awful. It just wasn't, I don't know. For the fact that it was an event weapon, you would hope that it would look a little better, you know, because usually how event weapons work is that they look great, but they don't work as well as the standard weapons of the game, usually. I mean, some event weapons end up being better, but in most cases that's not the case, but, well, that's not true, but, oh well. Apparently Lion's Bane had to exist, which both looks bad and is bad. Why do I have so many Diablos Cortexes? What the hell? Oh no, I know what I'm going to be selling when I get back. Hello, Hossein. I may as well take it, sure. Oh, it was different in Monster Hunter 3G. Let's see what it was. Oh, it actually looks worse. That's really fucking ugly. Holy god. It was called the Chivalry. And when fully upgraded it became the Noble Scar. God, it's ugly, holy shit. I can't believe that they actually managed to have an uglier weapon than this one in the Japanese version. That's really shocking. But you know what, that one looks, well, I suppose both of them look like they would be low sharpness weapons, but that one really looks like a straight up blunt club-esque object. So, there you go. Pretty gross. Again, the worst thing about this game that I'm playing here is that there are lots of event weapons from Try, lots of weapons in general from Try, that were not given G-rank versions. Like, you literally can't use them in G-rank because they suck. Like, particularly the Sinister Saints. I'm so pissed that the Sinister Saints did not receive a G-rank upgrade in this game. It makes no sense. It's just laziness, quite frankly. I don't understand it. It's such a shame because, you know, I think the Rising Soul was the same. I think that's the event longsword. That did not. Same with Tenebra. I don't know about Rising Soul. Maybe Rising Soul was fine. But I know the Tenebra, which was upgraded to Tenebra D, which was the Western version of the Tessaiga, that stayed at high rank as well. I mean, why? What's wrong with you, Capcom? Sometimes I just don't understand them. It's like they just don't understand themselves, even. Anyway, another Azure Rafflers. I don't know what I want to use. I guess Gunlance. That'll be fun. What's Diaza using this time? Same loadout? Maybe it's a... Maybe he just is too lazy to change his loadout. Maybe that's why. It might not be that he had a specific affinity for the Odyssey Blade or even this greatsword. I think he might just take exception to having to change weapons. Which is perfectly fine, but the solution would be to then use a status or raw weapon, yeah. As opposed to an elemental weapon, I don't know. He's using a status weapon now, good on him, but fuck me sideways. Alright, what do I want to use? A Dragon Gun Lance, World's Demise. Well, that's right, Lonely Solly, but the reason why... Well, they addressed that with G-weapons. Weapons like the G-weapons, once you... I think it was after you killed Ukanlos, the final boss, you were given a list of G-weapons that could be crafted into, like, a full form, like a fully upgraded form, just with its initial craft. Or its initial crafting, however you want to say that. I'm explaining this in a fucking terrible way. But those G-weapons were based on weapons that could previously only be upgraded, you know, to endgame low rank or endgame high rank. But, well, it's a bit awkward to say endgame low rank, isn't it? But I guess you could say, well, it communicates the point. But still, the G-weapons were an answer to what you're talking about. How a lot of weapons can't be upgraded from high rank to G rank. It was addressed in that way. So it's a shame that you couldn't actually upgrade that specific weapon that you had already put time into upgrading further. But the weapon did actually receive a separate version that could be G rank level. So, yeah, I do think it's a bad implementation. Strange decision to decide that this weapon is not going to upgrade past this point. It's really kind of dumb. It was really nasty in 1st gen in general, because some weapons were just fucking bad. At least in 3rd and 4th gen, Capcom made an attempt to have every weapon at least kind of work well in its respective rank when fully upgraded, but in 1st gen, some weapons just sucked. Like, absolutely were balls to the wall terrible. And you don't know that until you find out. I mean, some people, of course, do have a chart of weapons that can be upgraded, but I can assure you that when the game came out, no one was doing that. Like, when those games came out, you had to make the weapons just to find out that they were terrible. Which is awful, isn't it, if you think about it? It's just another reason why 1st gen Monster Hunter was a mess. It's not appropriate. I mean, you're wasting people's time. People obviously want to put materials and time into crafting a weapon that is actually going to be effective in the future. But in that case, in 1st gen, there were so many weapons that you made that just sucked. And you don't find out until you upgrade them and realise, oh, this is absolute garbage. And it can't be upgraded further. Yeah, Capcom got up to some weird shit in the past. Just really ignorant behaviour. certainly raining a lot outside. Suppose I'll be getting out in there to have a bit of a munch later on. I don't mind a bit of rain. It would have been pretty clean if I had knocked him out of the air with that. I did actually do a run-up to do a dive there, but unfortunately I was unsuccessful in the diving part. Because the thing with a dive is you can't just dive from a stationary position, you have to actually run first. It's like a full second of running before you can actually perform a dive. It's very annoying, but I sort of understand the logic behind it. I probably wouldn't want it any other way. It would be out of balance. Oh, very good. I think he was wanting to leave, actually. I'll probably do one more hunt after this, because I'm pretty hungry. I would normally be happy to do more than 2 hours, but yeah, I need food. It's a bit awkward to be fighting him in a door like this. Or in the exit. It's not literally a door. I use door as a figurative concept. But, you know. That was actually pretty nice. Like the speed at which I shot the gun lance there after making contact with the monster. Oh, come on. I pulled my shield up. Why does Diaza just go LOL randomly? He does that all the time. He's just LOL in the middle of the hunt. Okay. If there's one thing that's funny around here, it's you. And not for a good reason. Oh, come on. I was in a reload. Well, I guess the solution is not to reload, but still. Fucking annoying. Trying to get a wyvern fire off, and that didn't think so. I knew that was coming. Alright, I'll try to get my wyvern fire away from anyone. Very good. I probably won't carve. Oh yeah, that's right, I was supposed to sell Diablo's Cortex, I think. Here I was saying, oh no, what I'm gonna sell when I get back. Yeah, bullshit. Again, LOL. If you've got nothing to say, just don't say anything. It's quite a... It's actually easier to just not say anything. Has something funny happened? No, he obviously just feels the need to type, but doesn't know what to say, so he just says LOL. I mean, good on him, I guess. Oh. I do have space for cortexes, but it's just easier if I don't bother carving at all. I will indeed save the game, and I'll do one more hunt after this, but I will remember, because I'm about to do it right now, to sell My Diablo's Cortexes, I've got no idea why I have so many, but I do. And they must be sold off at once. Diablo's Cortex. Here we go. Literally a stack of 11. How I ended up with so many more, I have no idea. It's very strange. Negligence is what it is. As far as I'm aware, he's posting at least what I remember to be the key quests. He said he didn't know what the key quests are, yet he's been posting this whole time, but they all seem like key quests to me, like Azure, Rathalos, Diablos, they seem to be key. So he's hoping that he hasn't posted anything that really would be unhelpful in getting him to HR7. Or wait. No, he is HR7. HR8 then. Get him to unlock Dire Morales. I mean, of course, I could go and look up the key quests, but it's not my responsibility. It's not for me to do. What's next? Yeah, as far as I'm aware, that is also a key quest. As far as I'm aware, I will not be using Gunlance again. Not for this fucking monster. Oh, goodness. What are my awakened hammers, anyway? That's water, I think. That's ice? That's slime, obviously. That's thunder. That's poison. That's dragon. Okay. Did I see an ice one in there? I don't know. I mean, really, the sensible thing to do would be to actually check with Awaken enabled, so that I'm not actually guessing. See if I was right. No, that's ice, not water. And that's water, not ice. I think I got those around the wrong way. That's fine. Let's use Onslaught. Oh dear. Don't know what Sume's talking about. Oh, another hunting horn. Why? What hunting horn is it even? Looks like the iron bagpipe or whatever it was called. Oh, he's decided to use an appropriate element for the hunt. He has changed his ways. Good on him, I suppose. I managed to get Ultra Lucky Cat without both ingredients being fresh. There you go. Alright, see you, Lonely Solly, and thanks for stopping by. Yeah, come to think of it, I think I'm in trouble. I've got 2 hunting horn users, and really I do have the rights to the head. I don't care if they also are dealing KO damage. I mean, I'm the one who's going to be dealing more damage with the weapon, so the head is for me, but they will not defer to me at all. Sume might, but I can't imagine Diaza doing it. I mean, Diaza would probably not aim for the head because he has no interest in being effective. He wouldn't avoid aiming for it out of courtesy at all. Can you not roar all the way over there? That was a bit of a sad attempt at a flash bomb. Can't fucking see anything. Flash bomb in the desert, honestly. Oh, stop with that. Can't really get in there and hit your head, can I? As you can see, flash bombing this monster is in no way helpful. But thanks anyway. Yeah, no promises that I'm going to be enjoying myself in this hunt. Oh, that's a good place for a pitfall. Let's not... Yeah, I was going to say let's not line up with it. I mean, it's not a problem for N10, it's a fucking problem for me. Oh God. I tried to roll to the side, but apparently the controller's like, nope. You did not actually hold right, you held forward. Which is downright incorrect. Yeah, this is not going to be a fun hunt. It's not going to take long, but it's not going to be fun. It's going to be about 6 minutes of misery, I believe. Yeah, that stupid tail. Please stay away from the head. At least don't hit me. I don't mind you hitting the head if it doesn't involve hitting me. Okay. Quite fine with that. I'd help you out, N10, but I do not have life powders in this game. Well, I don't carry them. I'm sure I have them in my box, but... Yeah. Fuck's sake, man. I don't know what Diaza is doing. He's very focused on playing music, but... Well, that was very, very lucky. He just got the luckiest fucking KO of his life. And this time, it was actually worthy of an LOL. So, which he did send in the chat, by the way. But yeah, he literally got an encore fucking KO thanks to our KO builder. That move hits teammates. Yeah, well. There you go. So yeah, hammer on a Barioth, not all that fun. You're chasing the head so much. It's just... It's terrible. I'm sure you could probably predict where the monster is going to be if it was solo, but it's not solo. I don't know exactly where he's going to be. Oh, yeah, you wouldn't turn around, would you? I'm really trying my best, but it's not really working. I never really hammered Barioth back in Try. Might have done it a little bit, but... Managed to get that on a turnaround, fortunately. Oh, very good. This will kill him. I suppose the expectation of 6 minutes was a bit... Oh yeah, N10, yeah, you get him, man. Get him, man. Destroying him. Yeah, it wasn't the most optimistic estimate. Actually, I definitely don't need Sand Barioth stuff, so I'm not carving it. Diaza is playing his field horn again. Who brings a field horn to a hunt? Who? Aside from this guy. Anyway, I mean, that was definitely something I'd never seen before. Someone playing a field horn to try and coax a monster into a trap. I don't know if it works, it might. Hi, Autonomic. That was my last hunt, unfortunately, so... yeah. I started a bit early today. But it was good. Better than yesterday. How am I still not HR'd up? I have to check my HRP. I mean, I have HR'd up twice, I think, in this recording, but it feels like it's been a while since the last time. Oh. Well, maybe I... Actually, how much HRP did I have? Might have had 8,000 or something. Like, required. LOL again from Dialza. Something must be really tickling this guy's sense of humour. I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of LOLs being thrown around. Hey, 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 you got a cosmic ticket. How many cosmic tickets is that now? 7. Very nice. Courtesy of my hunts with N10. Which is good. Alrighty, I'll give him some time to leave, but I probably won't stick around in the live stream. I do thank you all for being here, and I will see you next time I'm recording Monster Hunter, or anything else you'd like to watch. Bye bye for now.